Happy Wednesday. We are talking about one of those scriptures that I've always heard described one way. And then this week, as I learned more about it and unpacked it, it just came alive for me in an entirely new way that I think is even more meaningful. And I just want to share it with you. Today's video is talking about when Jesus says, the sign of Jonah. I'm just going to read it and then we'll talk about it. Some of the scribes and Pharisees asked Jesus for a sign, and he says, only an evil and adulterous generation seeks a sign, but no sign will be given to it, except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Now, I've always heard this used to reference the resurrection. And I absolutely think that there's like a cheeky nod to that Jesus is pointing out here, like, yeah, I'm going to be your sign. I'm going to go 3 nights in the belly of the earth, and then I'll come and I will rise again, and that will be the sign that you need to pay attention to. For sure, I think that's going on. I just don't think it's the only thing going on. And to get at this, you have to remember the story of Jonah, right? It's more than just the fish and that he was swallowed. Jonah was a prophet called to go to the people of Nineveh. Now, we don't know what that means, but if you look at the context, Nineveh is this city that was full of pagan people who are all the wrong kinds of people. And for Jonah, this is like God saying, go to the worst people you know and offer them my forgiveness. Give them a chance to be welcomed into God's kingdom and the work that he's doing. And for Jonah, right or wrong, I think if we're honest, we could probably relate to this a little bit. That is like the feeling of death for him. You mean, God, you care about those people too? Are you kidding me? You're going to give those people, those awful, horrible, mean, whatever adjective you want to put in here that you relate to people, a chance to like have forgiveness? No. Jonah goes the complete opposite direction so that he can't answer God's call to bring forgiveness to the people of Nineveh. And I think that Jesus is kind of cheekily saying, maybe a little more stern, but I picture him with a twinkle in his eye. You want a sign? How about you remember who you're called to be? You Pharisees and scribes, of all people, the ones who should know their Bibles, the ones who should know the kind of thing that God is up to. You're supposed to be going to those people. You're supposed to be living in a way that all your blessings are so that you would bless the rest of the world. And yet, here you have become this group of people like Jonah who are doing the opposite, who are creating systems of oppression against those people. And Jesus, it's almost like it recategorizes the purpose of the resurrection. Jesus is going to be the one that is swallowed by the fish, so to speak, in order to set all of God's people back on the right path. He said, the sign that you're going to receive is a sign that's meant to shake you out of this Jonah-like mentality and remind you who you were supposed to be, that you're a blessing that is supposed to be a blessing to the whole world, not just the people that you like. And I don't know about you, but I think this is a really relevant message today. Who are those people for you? Who's Nineveh? Who would you be shocked to see Jesus welcoming into the kingdom? And worse off, for him to tell you, you have to go welcome into the kingdom, right? And yet Jesus is saying, when I died, when I was born again, raised back from the earth, so to speak, it was so that those people could also come into the kingdom. And it is our job as priests, as the hands and feet of Jesus, to go and take the good news to them too. This is just such a good message today. We are called to be a blessing to all people, even those people. This is the sign that Jesus is talking about, and it's one that we would do well to wrestle with this week. Amen.